We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable.
Unalienable.
Hey, the Mexican in the group will teach you all how to say this English word.
Sorry, unalienable. It does not. It makes my tongue feel weird.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Never mind. Continue.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Okay.
Do you guys want to know some things?
What do you want to tell us?
Do you guys want to know about immigration?
Yes. I want you to immigrate all over me.
How badly do you want to learn about immigration?
Why are you talking to us like this? Jesus.
I really want to learn immigration.
I'm going to educate you guys on immigration.
Caitie.
Okay.
I'm very passionate about my ancestry. I gave my DNA to the government to let me know where my ancestors came from, and it was pretty informative. I enjoy sharing where I came from, because a lot of it I had to find myself. I mean, I've been spending years on this. This has been a project of mine that I've been working on since before COVID even. And, you know, I'm fourth generation. So my great grandparents were born here. Their parents immigrated. And over time, the story got lost, or it just wasn't talked about. It wasn't important, I guess, or there was potentially on certain sides of my family, there was a shame about immigrating. I'm not sure if the shame from the Irish side was them coming to America because of the famine that was going on, having to lose a part of their identity, coming from Ireland to the United States. You know, a lot of them changed their last names because they had to. And yeah, it's been an interesting journey, like learning all of it and learning about how just immigration has changed over the years, but it's been slightly similar. It's, I don't know, it's interesting thinking about how my ancestors came over in the late 1880s. And this was, you know, during Chicago's like rebuilding period after the Great Chicago Fire. So there was a lot of advertisements telling people to come to Chicago because there was work. So you got a lot of uneducated, skilled workers. So you had your Germans, the Irish, and learning about how they
Chinese.
were.
The Chinese
No,
too.
no, not yet. Specifically, obviously, I'm from, like, my family's from Chicago, so I know
she's
more
not Chinese.
the tie-in to the Chicago history.
Okay.
So yeah, like the Irish were looked down upon. I mean, they were considered like what, Joel?
Well,
Irish.
It was an Irish woman who started the Great Chicago Fire.
Okay.
So that's
Was
been,
it not?
So that has been
The O'Leary thing.
the
That's
O'Learys
been
have been
for
cleared.
years.
Yeah, it's been cleared since
No.
the early 2000s.
No, the cow didn't start the fire.
No, the cow did not start the fire.
Cue the Billy Joel song. We
The
didn't
cow
start
didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
Not the cow.
Yeah, not the cow, but we didn't start the fire. But it's been burning.
Hang on. That's
Hang-
how did it start then? I thought that's how it started.
You'd have to. Hey guys, make sure to check out our other podcast, The Chicago Fire.
We can talk about that in another time. But
We could, and we won't do it here.
The big thing about, you know, the Irish, I mean, they were laborers. They were rebuilding a city. They weren't, I mean, they were living in slums, and, you know, they weren't as established as some of the other English that were there.
The Anglo-Saxons, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, learning all of that, and then how my family, you know, they landed in Chicago, but then some of them went to the suburbs and, you know, established towns. You know, farming was huge in the German side. You know, I'm a Gloss descendant, so we founded Elmhurst, Illinois. huge farming community there. With
friend of the show, Elmer's.
Friend of the show. Like from each sides of my family, it's nice to know that they made an impact in the development of a town. That they made an impact. They did something. They created an American dream. Like,
that's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
And that it's exciting to learn about. And I don't know. I feel like that's, most people that come to America, they're looking to have a better life, right? And over the years, like when the Declaration was signed, there wasn't really any, like, anyone could come over that was white, basically, or could get here.
Pre-slavery. Yeah.
So, another, like, in the 1700s, like, they were trying to establish this country. So they needed people. They needed people to help clear land and build things. And it's just interesting, like, how it went from building to maintaining, and now it's like
it's shifted a lot, right?
Yeah,
it's not the same way that it was. Like the Irish, the Italians, the Chinese, like they really did help build this country. The railroads.
Oh yeah, in the 1800s,
everything.
It was huge, like closer towards I had to pull these notes up because 250 years is a lot of history.
A lot of history. Definitely need notes.
Yeah. So there were no visas, no passports, no border control. They were just looking to grow the land, and then the 1800s, that's when you started getting more of like the Irish, Germans, Scandinavians.
Right.
And then it was like everyone that came, like every group that came over at some point was discriminated against. Like,
yeah.
Like I was reading this article about like the abolitionists and them trying to, shut down drinking.
Black people?
Well, no, this was...
Or no, not the abolitionists. This was Never mind. Sorry. No. Jesus Christ.
No.
Yeah. They didn't like the Irish drinking or the Germans drinking, so they were like, let's not allow alcohol. On certain days. And stuff. Well, this was the abolitions, so it was a little different.
Before the prohibition.
Yeah. But it's once again, like, history is gonna keep repeating itself, so people are gonna continue to push their agendas. But the discrimination that each group that immigrated from, like, I mean, it's like, who are these fucking guys? Like, we've been here. They're gonna get paid more than us. Like, they're gonna take our jobs.
Yeah. But what's crazy is, like, everyone is coming here for the same purpose, whether they were the ones that came here 200 years ago or they were the ones that came here 150 years ago. There's always that discrimination on the new people or the immigrants, but it's like, dude, you just went through the same thing a generation ago, so now it's my turn. Like, why is this the thing?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody has questions for the new kid at school, right? They're like, who are you? Where'd you come from? Who are you gonna be friends with? Who are you gonna be cool with?
It's a difficult conversation, right? Like, it's not easy.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we got to experience, like in the 90s, especially in our town, we had a lot of Eastern Europeans that came over.
We did. Yeah, we did.
So that was interesting because of the wars that were going on in the Czechoslovakia. But like, I don't know. I guess like I don't remember being like I don't know. We weren't like discriminating against them, really. Like, I don't.
No, because I don't think we were like our parents. We just missed that, right? Like the fall of the Soviet Union, and like it felt. Caitie and I were born in '88. Joel's born in 1945. He's an old guy, but
so you got to experience.
Yeah, he saw all of World War II. Yeah.
So,
or parts of World War II.
Well,
it's the best comedy show ever.
Yeah.
I want to before we jump into that, I want to circle back to one of the acts that they had was about aliens. So, and then you also couldn't immigrate if we were at war. So when there was like any war, if we were at war with anybody that was from, obviously it makes sense, like during World War II or whatever, like Germans, everyone was like, who the fuck are you? And like Russians and stuff, like it was like, can we trust you? I don't think so.
Right.
No, you can't come in. And it makes sense.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, you need to close
you
your
wanna
borders
protect
during
the country.
wartime, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably why
It's a
Republicans
fair-
are always pro-war, because then they know the borders will be closed.
Right. It's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, Joel, when you were born during World War II.
Yeah. During war. Yeah. How did you escape Berlin?
It was hard. I crossed. Yeah, dude, that's a whole other episode.
That's tough, dude. That's another
Yeah.
episode. Guys, make sure to hang out for episode 55 when we actually circle back to how old Joel is.
Yep.
But until then, yeah, I mean, it's a difficult thing, I think. Even with the bullshit Iran war that we're dealing with, yeah. I mean, do you bring... Even the World Cup has kind of made a
Well, they all
weird
had
thing.
to get to. So when I go to England, like I had to pay. And it wasn't like a visa, but I had to basically pay the government there to go there, and they had to kind of do like a backgroundy check thing for me to go there. Like I wasn't able to just buy a plane ticket and just be like, okay, I'm here. Like there's regulations.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to travel.
Which there are here. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, like with immigration, like you have to either have a visa or a green card. Now there's the asylum stuff and the refugee programs, and like there's a lot of options for people to get here. Like a lot of ways for them to like go through the system to do it legally, but that takes work. That takes effort. That takes time.
Well, that brings up a good point. Is, I mean, like, I'm all okay with immigration, but I think you need to do it the right way. Illegal immigration, open borders, just walking across a border, I think that's things that starts causing problems around the country.
And it's like they had the Alien Act is still in effect. So like, ultimately, like you have to protect your country. You can't just let anyone in. Like it's not you. Like yes, it's great to like trust people and stuff, but like,
well, it's cool to be nice and it's cool to be compassionate.
Well, that's what
like,
there's.
Everybody
there are
understands that.
programs. There are things available.
Yeah,
like my aunt, she's a part of one of the refugee programs. Like she's she hosted like an Afghani family, and she enjoyed doing that. Like I mean, she helped them get accustomed to what it'd be like to live in America and the differences, and like it was interesting to learn about that because I don't know, it's not something that you think about. Like there's so many people that are like, oh yeah, like let's open the borders and or like help people, but there's not a lot of people that are like stepping up to the plate that are like, let me help.
Right.
So I think that's part of the issue too, is like these programs are available and people want to support them, but then they also don't want to support them.
Then you wouldn't lay the responsibility, like if who's the fault there though?
Humans?
Is it somebody who doesn't pick right? I know. I think that's the bigger conversation there. Is it it's not the government's fault. If they give the incentive, if the government gives the incentive, that's one thing. But if the people don't step up and whether there's any sort of incentive or just a compassionate person who wants to help out somebody, I think that's where it gets a little hairy, because it's like sadly, some people just don't fucking care, and they'd rather like pull out their phone and be like, "Oh, let me record this while this guy's getting, his head cut off." It's like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Have we reached a point where you cannot incentivize people enough to make them give a shit? Maybe people don't give a shit anymore. I don't know. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I know in the 1950s, like I was doing research on somebody's family, and in the 1950s, when they immigrated over from Ireland, they had to stay with a host family. And, and it's crazy, like because when you're thinking about that in the 1950s, like to me that's like not that long ago, and it's weird because like when you learn about the different immigration practices over the years, you're just like, well, that makes sense, like that they would have somebody that would be there for them, it's interesting to learn all this stuff.
I think the difference, I think, especially like we can talk about like, because we obviously have a massive piece of land that is ridiculous,
so huge, so
huge.
Beautiful.
And I think people forget, and I don't think you should get stuck on World War II or like the Nazis and all of that. But I do believe that it still has a massive effect on not even our, like how we govern, how Wall Street works, how a lot of things. But I do believe if you look at the immigration from Europe, when like European countries escaping Nazi Germany that came to America, like a lot of the Polish and a lot of the Eastern European countries that came over, I'm like, I can't do this. I got to leave. And it's like, well, rightfully so. Yeah, you should. And then you went there. There's an insane, almost like a dichotomy between America, right? And then Mexico. It's a different story. You have a lot of Europeans that came over here during the Great War, or not the Great War, that's World War One, but during World War II and the Great Depression. They were like, fuck this, like America's great. Like, let me just get over there. So they fled. We had a lot of immigration, gave them asylum or whatever the hell we did. And they built great businesses and communities in this country after that. Awesome.
Well, yeah, they had the intention. They had the intention to make America great, and
right, yeah, right.
But did they?
And, I mean, living in Chicago, I live in a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood that used to be predominantly European. So like my maternal grandmother lived over here for a very long time, and then a lot of people immigrated from Chicago to the suburbs because they wanted the space, they wanted the house, they wanted to keep up with the Joneses. So the people that moved in to these smaller, homes, they, it's what they could afford. They started to get, right? Yeah, and then now they're building. I mean, in like this neighborhood, there's still some Eastern European. Like there's a Polish bakery down the street, and then there's like 4 Mexican restaurants. Like, I mean, it's
some good eats,
right? Like
yeah.
And that's one of the cool things about people immigrating is like they bring culture with them. And I don't know, it's nice to be a part of. It's nice to be able to go to some of these little pockets and be like, oh, I know that I can, get some good, Mexican food over here, or I can go over to this part and get some like
if you're on
European cuisine.
You can do that.
Well, it gives you exposure to different things, and it integrates the world within your community, which is really cool.
That's the best point, is because you're exposed to things that you never see normally. But then the beauty of America and being inclusive, or it would be exclusive would be whatever.
Inclusive?
Yeah. The way that we handle other cultures is beautiful, because like Caitie said with those restaurants, it's like, okay, you go down and get pierogies, you could go down and get fucking great ass fucking tacos.
You could go to Little Italy.
And maybe they're Little Italy, you could get a fucking banging fucking, whatever you wanted.
An Italian sub.
So I mean,
Italian's better than that.
So there's some pros. There's some pros right there, because
there's some pros right there. I think
you're increasing cultural diversity.
Yes, yeah,
and you're also you're boosting economic growth, because there's people spending money.
It does good for everybody,
right?
I think it does good for everybody. Like the great Chinese store, the great Chinese restaurant on the corner, the Caitie you go to, that's amazing. That's good for not only Caitie. It's great for the Chinese people that have happened
Their
to
community
immigrate
is
there
there.
and all that. It's amazing. There's a community. You're building a community. Or if it's Little Italy and you've got a great fucking, oh my God, the fucking, I can't
Spaghetti.
fucking,
I mean, any
shut
Italian
up. I
dish
know.
would do.
I know.
Dude.
The
I don't know
meatballs
why
down
I'm
in
failing.
Little
Fucking
Italy.
meatballs, the garlic bread,
I
the warm
know
salad.
Italian
The
food, and I'm
gabagool.
I'm so disgraced that I can't bring one up. But regardless, whatever it is, it's the same. It's the same shit. It's like America gives the opportunity to bring your culture here and to let you celebrate your culture, regardless of what it is. Regardless of what it is, there's shawarma, people like that, which a lot of that Middle Eastern shit, fucking gross. That's my opinion. I don't care. Am I glad it's here? Yeah.
But what's
yeah.
but
have all of it. Have all of it. All of it.
right.
That's fine because we allow you to do it. If you went to Iran, would you have that? No.
Yeah, I don't think they even
what's
have
the best
McDonald's
Italian
there.
restaurant in Iran? No,
I don't know.
because you don't. It
But
doesn't
what's really
exist.
cool is like with that immigration is you're bringing so many different cultures and communities together.
Yes,
That it
which makes a
encourages
beautiful
innovation as well, because
Yes.
you're gonna. What if you have a Lebanese person and an Italian person marry, and they're both culinary experts, and then they now have
that
some new
restaurant's
Lebanese Italian
Right
fusion.
near my. No, I swear to God.
Oh, Katie's got a restaurant.
There's one.
What's
Okay,
it?
It's
I want to go
crazy.
there. I'm excited to go there. That's
So,
exciting. That's exciting because you can only do this here. You can't
Right.
do it in any other country. You can't do it. You can't do
Right.
it. They don't allow it. And I'd die on that one. I would, yeah. I mean, find me a country where you could do that. I don't think you could.
Yeah, I think it's like it's kind of sad. Doing the when I found out that I was Polish,
I'd be sad too.
that was interesting. Because like my grandma, she swore she was Irish, and my grandma Rose, I got this tattoo for her. She swore she was Irish, and then when she died and we had to do her death certificate, we found out her real last name was Bartashevs, and we were like, oh, it's not Bart, that's not.
Awkward.
So she
Yeah,
wasn't.
my grandfather was like, what? And I was like, yeah. So I started doing some research, and I don't know. It was just interesting. Like I learned so much about her after she died. But she knew how to speak Polish. My mom was like, oh yeah, when I was younger, I remember her and my grandmother talking in a different language. And I
Yeah.
was like, how did you not like ask more questions? And I'm sad that like that didn't get passed down to my mother, that didn't get passed down to me. I think it would have been awesome to like be bilingual. I mean, like the Irish sides of my family, the German sides of my family, like through time, we became American. We lost a lot of
Right.
who we were. And I think that now it's not like people are still trying to just Americanize themselves. And I think it's important to like still hold on to their culture to some degree. Like, yes, I think everybody should learn English when they, live here because, that's our language. Like if I were to move to Italy, like I'd want to learn Italian. I would like to
Right.
try to speak with
You
people.
wouldn't
Like I
resist
wouldn't
it,
want to
right?
rely on an
Right.
app to be like,
Yeah. You wouldn't be like, hey, I'm American. Like, shut up, listen to me.
Right,
You would be
like-
like, oh, I should learn
Yeah.
your language because I'm in your country.
right. Like I want
It's
to,
a
I would,
reasonable thing to say.
right. And like I'd want to respect and learn the culture.
You're not trying to
Yeah.
change anything.
No, but like here in America, like we like change.
We love it.
We only have 250 years under our belt, and like we had people come here to build, to
Yeah.
create communities, and in Chicago, New York, the big three, Los Angeles, like we still have those pockets, and I don't think it's a bad thing for you to go, oh, this is like the Mexican neighborhood. Like you can get some really good fucking authentic Mexican
Fuck yeah.
food here.
Fuck yeah.
Or, you go to Chinatown and you're like, I can
Yeah.
actually, get
Authentic Chinese food.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a draw to some of those bigger cities is like,
Yeah.
you can experience multiple cultures.
Yeah. But you only get those, right? In like the sense, like I love that so much. And like you're more of a city girl. or like both of you guys are far more city. Like I'm much more of a suburban bitch, but even in that sense, you guys know, and really just Chicago, but like to get those cultural like influences is incredible. Like that's why I love being American, because it's like I can it's almost like kind of bullshit, because like we can pick and choose, because you can go to Chinatown, you can go, like there's great fucking places in, you know, the northwest suburbs, southwest suburbs, where you can get good Mexican food, like legitimate great Mexican food that is legitimately great. But then you can get good Korean food, you can get, like, it's all there, and it's like, yeah, I love that. Like, I don't go seek it, unfortunately, but it's there. And if you go to fucking Manchester, you're not getting that. Like, you're not getting any of that. You're not getting any of that freedom of expression.
I'll report back.
Yeah, well, yeah. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Boots will be on the ground.
Boots when
You're going to report
crappy
live.
Chinese food. Yeah,
that'll be cool.
But I think we do have, you know, we do have a beautiful, and it sounds so corny, but I think the melting pot is like what we are, and it's like it's beautiful in this country that you can get. Maybe you won't get the authentic sushi in Japan. Maybe you won't get the best fucking beef Wellington.
But you're going to get it from people who are passionate about those things and want to show people, this is a part of me. This is a part of my culture. This is how I grew up. This is a part of my home that I had to leave.
And they can say like, hey, you know what? I grew up in wherever in the UK, and I came to America, and I worked my way up. You know, I was washing dishes. I did the Anthony Bourdain thing. I came up, and now I got a fucking banger beef Wellington. And it's like, you know what, dude? That's fucking, fuck yeah, dude. Like, hell yeah, dude. That's a complete British thing. I love it for you, dude. I love it for you. And like, give me the best sushi. Give me the best fucking, you know, Chinese food. Like, anything, man. Like, you can only come here and do that, though. I feel like this is the only place that you can come and do that. And I think that's a really great argument for why immigration is a staple of why we are great. I think that's why we are great, is because of immigration.
Yeah, we would be nothing without it.
But immigration, I mean, there's two sides to every coin, because
there is, sir.
I mean, it's not all, you know, rainbows and sherbet ice cream and all that, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of problems with immigration as well. Undocumented immigration, I think, needs to stop. I think we don't know, there's no vetting process. We don't know who's coming into the country. Right. And I think there's a lot of problems that could, you know, fall onto that. A lot of different social tensions, possibly too. Because you're bringing in people from different parts of the world that have different values and different morals than what we're born with, or like what we're used to. I don't know. I mean, it puts a strain on the job market, and it can put the strain on, you know, housing. Just overall, you know, public services can be strained when there's a mass influx of immigration. So I think, as beautiful as it is and as good as it can be, I think it needs to be handled with kid gloves and, you know, taken kind of seriously, because, you know, too much is too much. And there is a breaking point at some point.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. Yeah, it has to be regulated. It has to be, you know, we've become...
Well, yeah, we do have regulations.
We do.
Usually, but not when they're just, you know, running across the borders and swimming across the Rio Grande, and there's no... If they're not registering themselves and they're just freeloading and jumping across the border and doing illegal things and not actually benefiting society, that's where I think that there's a problem, and that's what needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
So I was just looking up something, a quote that popped up in my head, which was from the movie Clueless, and Cher goes, "There's no RSVP on the Statue of Liberty," and when she was talking about this in her debate class, it was about allowing Haitians to come to America. And
Bad idea.
When when I was, I mean, this was in her debate class, and it was also Cher from Clueless. So, and a movie.
Or not the actual Cher. I'm thinking Cher. Like I'm picturing
no, I'm
Cher.
talking about the movie Clueless with Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, I know. I know her.
It was a great
She's my first
movie.
love.
Movies just play in my
Friend
head
of
all
the
the time.
show.
Friend of the show. Alicia Silverstone. Friend of the show.
I mean, and Clueless. But it's just interesting to think about, because like that popped into my head, and you know, I've watched that movie like a million times, and like, yeah, she was bringing up a point about, you know, allowing people to come in, but the end of the quote was, "The more the merrier." But portraying a high school student and not it's just interesting to think about, because I think you should RSVP to a party. I don't think that surprise guests are good, because you're like, who has more chairs? Like, where is everybody going to sit? How am I going to feed everybody?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a
oh my god, do we cut
point.
the hot dogs in half?
RSVP.
Like,
You need to RSVP.
You need to
Wow.
RSVP.
Ellis
Wow.
Island.
Wow. To bring it to Clueless is insane. But you should RSVP. That's a great point. Right?
Like, we need to be prepared. Like, that's why with the refugee programs, having green cards, like, those are like, we're able to bring chairs to the table. But if you come in, we're like,
we have a lot
what
of
the
chairs.
fuck are we gonna do?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? We want to help. You made it here. What the fuck are we gonna do with you now? Like, how are you gonna work? How are you gonna help contribute to society? Like, where are you gonna live? Are you gonna live on the streets? Like, nobody wants to do that.
I mean, we
It's
have
not
a lot
fun.
of chairs, but we have limited table space.
That's a good point, my friend. Yeah. Wow. Clueless. Jesus Christ. That's a great fucking analogy. Yeah. What do you do with that? But when you examine, like, especially post 9/11, it says a lot about America. Like 9/11 really, really was big. And I think it was like bigger than we probably thought, maybe at the time. And then,
we were in middle school.
Yeah. I was in 7th grade. I remember seeing it happen.
Oh, yeah, you're old.
You're old. You were in World War II, so you have to
I was
see
still
all of it.
dealing with my trench foot.
Yeah, your trench foot.
Yeah, I mean, without 9/11 happening, we wouldn't have TSA. We wouldn't have the Department of Homeland Security. Like, those things.
We wouldn't have like invasion of privacy from the government. We wouldn't have a lot of government oversight that we have now.
Which, I mean, you can kind of say, like, is that
so? Thank you,
fair?
Israel, for 9/11.
For having to take your shoes off for like
you
4
don't
decades.
get to do that nowadays.
No, I know. I know. But
I had
it
to
was
take my
also
shoes off when I flew 2 years ago.
Yeah,
you
no,
absolutely
Well, that
still
was
take
2
your
years ago.
Yeah,
You still take your
changed.
shoes off. I guarantee
Was
you.
Trump president 2 years ago?
Yeah, wasn't he?
Nope.
He
It's okay,
technically
bud.
was.
Don't
I don't
worry.
think Biden was never president.
We'll talk about it.
I paid the government money so that I could be expedited through
Right, you got
TSA.
the TSA,
Because I was sick of the
pre-approval.
people not understanding.
It's the whites only pass.
I was sick of people not understanding how, like, what to do when they traveled. Like, I traveled a lot. Like, I knew to take my shoes off, to do all this other stuff, and I was like, I can't. Like, why? Okay, fine. I'll fucking pay. I'll pay to be associated with other people that know how to go through airport security. Fine. Whatever.
Which isn't that crazy?
It's insane.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it was a luxury.
but
don't
you
know.
paid the money for the extra stuff because you're like, well, I'm not a retard who's going to bring a knife or a gun or a bomb in your shoe. So it's like, well, give me the opportunity to tell you, hey, I'm not stupid. And then, like,
Right.
I like the TSA. Caitie, way to come with the fucking guns, dude. Way to go, dude.
I don't know. It's a fun topic.
It's good. Yeah.
I've been
I almost like
spending
kind
a lot of time in history.
I almost like forgot how amazing immigrants and immigration was. Kind of
Yeah, but I would
forget.
like. I think we touched on it a little bit, and I would like to touch on a little bit more on like how important it is to respect the cultures that you're going into. I think that is one of
yeah, for sure.
the puppy that lost its way situation. Like, it's good to like establish and to have restaurants and do all this other stuff, but like, I don't know, it's that weird, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting to think about because, you know, like I was saying, this neighborhood used to be European and then they moved to the suburbs and then the Mexicans came in, or Hispanic, I don't know, people from all over. And it's like, well, if somebody left, like, what is it, just gonna be abandoned housing? Like, somebody's gotta live there.
Yeah, no, when the Mexicans roll out and move to the suburbs, it's going to be it's going to be like Iraqis or some shit. Yeah. The way immigration's going these days is it's like going to be a lot of like Muslim people coming over. Well, you're fucked.
In my notes, it's 1700s, Britain, Germany, Ireland, parts of Northern Europe. Enslaved Africans were forcibly brought to America through the slave trade. It was just whites and then enslaved Africans. So there wasn't Asians, Iraqis, like they. And then in the 1800s, it was more Scandinavians, and then Chinese started to come over. The 1900s, Italians, Poles, Russians, Jews. So in the early that's when like everybody was going through Ellis Island. So they were screening people.
Yeah.
That like it's not like they were just showing up on boats and jumping off of onto docks.
You had to go
whatever.
through
Like there was,
and that was it.
Yeah.
Right. But now that's what they do.
Well, now
and then they had in the Immigration Act of 1924, they had quotas favoring Northern Europeans and limiting immigration from other regions. So America was getting the people that they wanted.
Yeah, we favored the countries that had the best minds.
Yeah. It wasn't until 1965 that Congress abolished the national origins quota system, opening immigration to Asia, Latin America, Africa, and the Middle East.
Well, I mean, even if you look at Operation Paperclip, where we literally took Nazi scientists and been like, well, you know, hey, we know you were involved, but hey, just get us to the moon so we can beat the Russians. It's like, cool. Immigration's great. It's fine.
That was like forced immigration. It's either you're going to get like military trials, or you're going to come work for us at NASA.
Okay. Well, right. So that brings up another point. Then forced immigration or coerced immigration, as opposed to natural immigration, which you know, you're talking 1945. Like you're talking like World War II, obviously insane. We were like, hey, we know you killed a lot of Jews. We know you were doing all these
allegedly.
Allegedly. But hey, if you we'll absolve you of all your crimes as long as you get us to the moon before the Russians do. And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. And like, oh cool. Yeah. And then we did, and it was awesome. America,
because
the best thing.
I mean, they've been playing chess all along.
If you can't beat them, you buy them. You buy them. And that's exactly what you fucking do.
And there's the tip.
And there's capitalism. There's capitalism right there. If you can't beat your competition,
you can't beat them,
you buy your competition.
Yeah, dude.
And that would
money
be part
talks.
3
There's
or 4
your fucking
of this
tip, dude.
Series.
Yeah.
We needed a tip. I mean, we talked about some good restaurants, but
here's our touching tip, I think, and this is important. All serious.
Get close to your mic, my friend.
Immigration is important, and it is the foundation and the cornerstone of America.
100%.
But there needs to be proper, precise, policies in place to make regulations to ensure that the dignity of the country remains intact. And these are, it's important. It's important because America was built on something, and you can bring in a lot of people and add to that chopped salad, right? But you don't want to bring in like the rotted egg. You don't want to bring in an egg that's rotten, and that's going to completely taint that beautiful salad bowl of lettuce and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Chopped salads are so good.
Chopped salads are really good.
So good.
But they would not be good.
Friend of the show, chopped salad.
They would not be good if there is a tainted item. And that's why you need to have your borders closed, and you need to have proper immigration. doing it the legal
You
way,
need to
doing
check
it the
the
right way.
eggs to make sure that they're
Check
Check
the
the
eggs.
good
eggs.
for the sale.
Because they might
Touching
not
tip.
all
Check the
be
eggs, guys.
they may not all
Always
be
check the
cracked
eggs.
out to what they think they are. I don't know.
Caitie had a great touching tip there. Check the eggs.
Check the
Always
eggs.
check. They could be gross, and if they're gray, don't eat them.
If they're gray, then
Don't eat gray eggs.
then they're
Don't eat
gonna
gray eggs.
don't eat gray eggs.
I mean, they're okay, but I wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they might.
I'm a medium boil guy.
You're a medium boil guy.
I only eat like scrambled eggs. I can't do anything else.
You can't
Because
do over easy eggs. You can't do the yolk.
I don't
Oh
like it.
no! Look at her. She's got her hand right here. So, what a pretentious! I can't do. No.
I know what I like, and I know that I don't like any eggs that aren't scrambled.
Okay. Stay tuned
I don't
for
like the
episode 9
texture
where
of-
we eat scrambled
anyways.
eggs live.
Anyways,
no, fuck eggs. Eggs are gross. No.
What?
are we closing? We're at an hour here. Are we gonna do a? Do you want me to do a closing? In closing, as America marks 250 years, immigration remains one of our most defining and debated issues. Understanding our own family history reminds us that the story of America has always been a story of newcomers, adaptation, conflict, and ultimately renewal. So how do we protect that?